Distinctions by race or nation are meaningless in the realm of truth, where the only qualification is spiritual fitness to receive. God is love. His plan for creation will be rooted only on love. Does that simple thought, rather than erudite reasonings, offer solace to the human heart? Every saint who has penetrated to the core of reality has testified that a divine universal plan exists and that it is beautiful and full of joy. To the prophet Isaiah, God revealed his intentions in these words. So shall my word, creative own, be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return me into me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. For you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. You shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The men of a hard-pressed 20th century hear longingly that wondrous promise. The full truth within it is realizable by every devotee of God who strives manfully to repossess his divine heritage. The blessed role of Kriya Yoga in East and West has hardly more than just begun. And that is actually the end of the book. So the audiobook cut out half of this entire chapter, which I don't understand why. His name is called Om Swami. What an interesting name. I want to meet a guru. I wonder if I can meet a guru one day. I think I've already met many teachers, many gurus, but not face to face. I think my first main spiritual teacher is Eckhart Tolle, and after him, all of these people I read. But I would like to meet an actual guru face to face one day, and hopefully, and just feel their presence is something that I think would be really cool. I'm very okay. Oh, Neil, that's so sweet of you. I'm so happy to see you too. That's so sweet. Thank you, Neil. I'm happy you played. I mean, that was a long tournament you played at, right? So you told me a long time, like last week you were playing a tournament, and that lasted for many days. And the US, normally when there's a tournament, it lasts for like a weekend or something, like 2 or 3 days, but not for like a week. Well, there are things that last for a week, but I've never done it. Imagination is a tool. Used well, it's powerful. Oh shoot, it's late. Wow, I had energy to like delve into this. Used well, it's good. Used poorly, imagination, I think, could be more of a cause of suffering. Because when I was younger, I used to fantasize and imagine a lot more than I do now, even. And I think I suffered a lot more too. Because I was always living in an alternate, I always had an alternate fantasy scenario. You should never ask a bullet rating. Bullet to me is like a joke. What happened was that those are one of the worst 2 days of my life. I was gonna create a YouTube video about it, but then I almost forgot it. But I think I understand why. Since we're talking about God, those 2 days are one of the worst experiences in my entire recent life. That like that I was playing bullet like that. But afterward, afterward I was really interesting of experience because while I was playing, I like missed communication from someone who I'm pretty sure God didn't want me to meet. And I think if it were just me normally, I would have been not tempted to like try to do something, but I might have softened my heart or like just been so unsure, or maybe that would have plunged me into more uncertainty and like doubts and just like a road that I don't need to go down. So I think in a way, even though that was a terrible experience, afterward I was like, damn, God really protected me because it saved me from possibly more suffering. Because if you, no, 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 don't be sorry. Because if you think it's like 2 days of like suffering is not equal to like a whole month of suffering or like months of suffering if you go down a wrong path with maybe certain wrong elements that could bring a lot more pain than just a few days of degeneracy, right? So I realized I was like, wow, this is like, I was like, someone's looking after me right now. And every extremely memorable moment of my life, party stream, I've always I've never recorded it with digitally or anything. I barely even take pictures. Like the people I cherish the most, the memories I cherish the most, the specific moments that are actually imprinted on my brain. A lot of these moments I have no it's like more vivid than a picture. Because a picture you look at, I actually rarely even look back at my photos from like trips and stuff. Cause like, okay, the same film director friend, he has a habit where he takes pictures and videos of most everything. Like all of his ex-girlfriends, he's like videographed and like doing a lot of really weird personal stuff too. And like because he wants to remember it all. Because he actually won't remember if he doesn't take a picture. But then the way he remembers by looking at the digital stuff, which is not the same as having an emotional memory of the event. Whereas for me, like memories are imprinted in my brain like super clearly and like emotionally that I think of the whole thing and relive it as if I'm in the moment. And that to me is like opening a book or like a movie in my head. I don't know if I did a subject. I like was talking about this other day. So yeah, to answer a question, I would be fully engaged and present. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. But if they wanted to be a guest on my stream, obviously I would love that. I think you guys would love it too. 7 days, that's too much. I mean, that's a huge experience. So you did really, really well. That requires a lot of endurance, you know. A lot of chess is not about chess, it's about like endurance. Mental endurance, physical endurance. You did really well. That's I can't imagine. Wield what power? Responsibly and safely. Wield what power? Who are these people? Who are these Germans who just infiltrated my chat? Oh, IJ, thanks. I don't. Did I really inspire you? I almost feel like I was so negative. I felt like, because the first part of it was like, no one cares about you. And after I was like, I could have phrased that better, right? I could have said something like, no one. I don't know. I could have like. I was like, the way I phrased that was so like. And then I was like, I don't know if this is actually accurate. Like I like woke up the next day feeling like a little half empty because I was like, I'm not sure what I'm not sure about any of this. I'm not sure about it. But thank you for telling me it inspired you because I don't know. All I do know is that love exists and love exists and you have to just it's not about whether or not you have love, it's about if your heart is big enough to accept it. Oh, that was so deep. I need to write that down. Yes, party stream. Yes, exactly. It's like all meant to be. And I think sometimes we're like so engaged in a back and forth with somebody, it's just very egoic. It's more about like It's more about like you're wrapped up in this thing. It's like a drug fueled like fighting is actually a little addictive. It's kind of like you snap back, I snap back. Like we need to prove ourselves. Like, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like we need to hit it back, right? And then you're like, oh, but I need to hit it back. And I was like, no, you don't. Just calm down. You don't even need to start this thing. So you don't need to engage. Just don't engage. So I'm like, damn, God, thank you, God, saved me. Rich people don't take pictures. They just go. Yeah, but you still need to fly however many miles. That's the thing. That's what I don't get about people like taking videos in a concert or like taking a lot of pictures of concerts, or like just taking their phone out all the time or like taking pictures of those monuments exactly. Because like everything exists online these days. If you wanted to see the frickin' pyramids of Egypt, you can Google it. If you wanted to see like Kanye's concert, you could YouTube it. You don't need to like take a picture of it. You should just be. You should try to get emotional memory in your brain. Otherwise, what's the point? Otherwise, you could just like those pictures are replaceable. Like your pictures are shitty. You could look at some artistically taken pictures and then Photoshop yourself. Maybe I should put the video. Maybe I should respond to your question about non-reciprocity, like with my new. If I feel more inspiration. Oh, the IJ. You know what? I should tell myself that. Yeah, the story of Myanmar, I'm glad you said that because you saw that I edited that video on top of that video. Because I recorded the first video and then I felt like that wasn't fully what I wanted to say. So I recorded another video and then I like edited them together. Yeah, Kanye is pretty witty. Thanks, Neil, but I'm not always positive. I'm suffering sometimes. It is God, the love of God in me. Actually, though, not even sarcastically, actually. Sometimes I like to look back on pictures. No, actually, no, that's true too. But when I look back now, sometimes like, damn, I look so young, or like, oh, I'm so cute here. Or like, oh, but it's like I feel like that's a totally different person. Like I literally just saw some photos or videos of me from like it was only like 5 years ago or something. But I look and feel like a completely different person. That I don't even feel attached to the videos. Like, I'm like, damn, she's really cute. Like, I was like, damn, she's so cute and she's so young. I'm like, she's so freaking gorgeous, but like, I don't feel connected to her. Like, she's not me. Like, so I could feel like, damn, she's so cute. Like, why do I care about this person anymore? Like, I'm like, she's not me anymore. Oh, I'm so cute right now. Oh, I'm so cute right now, though. No, I feel like that man in Myanmar was like sent from somebody. I'm not allowed to talk about this, but I think we all have a person in our lives like that man in Myanmar, and we also will be driven to be that man in Myanmar for someone else. And then I felt that recently, and I felt like this reciprocity chain go like people have been there for me, and I will be there for people and stuff like that. Yeah, and I wish I could inspire myself when I'm down, because if you read my comments for that video, I said that I felt unqualified to talk about this because I was like, I don't think I'm given to somebody unconditionally, like how I visualize. The truth is, if we actually keep giving unconditionally, the tree will grow, the plant will grow. It's just that some people's soil is more rocky than others. And if I had the patience and the perseverance to keep nurturing, keep working at it, it will grow. Or we're just incompatible. But patience, child, which I lack. Oh yeah, they're addicted to touching plastic for sure, and their dicks. I'm just kidding. I just had to make some comment. Oh, trust me, Bumble Dragon. That does not stop anybody from commenting on my looks. Everyone knows I'm married. Everyone knows my husband is right there. It's okay. I respect that though. Thank you for the respect. Thank you for respecting my husband. Hey, ça va? Bonjour. I should end this soon, even though I feel very inspired. Um, I'm kind of joking, but shh, nobody. Uh, I want to end, but I do feel very inspired right now, and I feel very connected and loving. And this is like sometimes I do these. This is like what I love with these like just chatting streams, like these discussions we have. We feel so connected, right? Like actually enter like a very deep space of exploration of like these topics. What's love? What is good? I mean, have you guys met that man in Myanmar? Have you guys met a guy like that? I've met a lot of men like that. People, not just men, men, women, a lot of people like that who have helped me, shown light on me every single step of the way. But when I think about it, when I was thinking about it yesterday, was it just yesterday this happened? Yeah, it was just yesterday this happened. I was thinking, I was like, yes, I think probably it is good karma. we've also been that person for other people. But yeah. But I think more so people have helped me. Even more so a lot of people have helped me. Actually a lot more so. I'm not planning, you know. Yeah. I was thinking about it. The last time I felt like a little spark of like, should I go here again? I thought about it. And maybe I could still buy a ticket. But something about it feels like I know today's discussion is very like heavy on God. Very I keep talking. Like we talked a lot about this. But since we were talking about it, I'll just continue. Like for a while, for about a year now, like a certain attachment in my heart. I've been thinking like, should I go there? Should I go there? And I always thought that I would go there, or I thought I would go back or go to this place. But then recently, I had the idea that like maybe because it's not what other people assume or say or like we're quick to assume like if this doesn't happen, it means such and such. I'm sorry, I'm talking such a vague term, so I don't feel like talking about it in more personal detail. We're quick to assume that like if this someone doesn't do this and this, what if this doesn't happen? It means that such and such about their whatever. But I feel like I know on a more intuitive, deeper level that that's not the case. There's not the whole picture. I know that there is part of the truth that there is a truth of connection and love that exists beyond all the other superficialities or the transient things that like I know that it exists. However, why did those other things blockages have to occur? Like why are there these impediments? And then the reason that this person gave me, like they gave me certain reasons or whatever, that frankly sounds kind of like BS. But if I choose to believe him as true, which actually kind of, which you know is partially true, but also I do believe. I started thinking back at this, and I was like, I think it's actually because it's not meant to be. It's because it's actually God ordained that He had to throw these blockages in our way so that it wouldn't happen, so that it would stop this from happening. Because otherwise it would have happened. And the reason why he blocked this or that this thing is blocked is because I'm not actually meant to be there. I'm not actually meant to go there. I don't know if I am. I don't know if I will. But I'm not actually meant. This is not actually meant to happen. Because other things were planned to happen or that did happen. That were meant to happen. And will continue happening. tell you my wish, Neil. Do you ask people their birthday wishes? Shh, it's secret. What kind of culture do you want to explore? Burmese culture. I don't know. Probably some Asian culture. That's my guess. Does that sound like a bunch of baloney what I just said? Like a total because I don't I'm being very, very vague, but I think my gist is that I looked back at this whole thing and part of it didn't make sense to me because emotional the rationality of it didn't make sense with my emotional intuition and like it just didn't piece together. But like how I explain this is that there are things that are not meant to be understood, just like he says. It's not meant to be understood with a human rationality. Or like there's a divine logic in here that's like because it's not meant to be. Just like how I was stopped from communicating because I was playing bullet. There's something here that prevented this situation from developing because he didn't want this to happen for me, right? Otherwise, I would definitely would have wanted it to happen. Let's just say that. But I think maybe that would have led to more pain. And in a sense, I was saved or protected from my own desire. Sexual orientation? Are we talking about sex? We're talking about sex! Sex. We're talking about the sex, though. I'm just kidding. Or are we? I don't know if I am. Everything is about sex. Sex is about that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I was actually talking about my spiritual journey to find, to accept the closet. I wasn't aware that was what I was talking about, but no, it's not a birthday, Neil. It's not. I'm just making an analogy. No, I do wonder that. You think we shouldn't think about this? That's how I actually understand. Because if I don't understand, then part of me emotionally attaching itself to something will keep going back, will keep turning the wheel. Keep I think I feel inspired right now, which is why I'm talking about it. But like there was another situation in my life that like also I felt kind of like, hungover a little hungover about or whatever. And then I prayed really sincerely because this book has taught me that like if you make a very devout prayer or like very very sincere uh like if you're just very sincere in praying then it will be granted. So I asked, please 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 let me know the truth, let me know the truth about this situation, and if I don't know the truth then let me have the forgiveness to just forgive everything, right? And then I actually was able, because with this desire, I was able to actually look deeper into the situation and actually provide the answers myself and actually understand what happened without needing, I don't know, without, I just was able to look and understand. So, so yeah, so I think, so yeah, with understanding comes release, comes liberation. Otherwise, you're tied to attachment and your mind will just keep on, or your heart will keep on attaching to certain things or people or situations or experiences because you can't find an answer. But once you actually understand the truth of a situation or a person, then you're able to like, everything is clear. And you're able to like, okay, 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 that's what happened. I understand now. I understand. But why? Why though? Why must you stop us? Thank you guys. guys so much. Has it only been 2 hours? I feel like I've been here for like, wow, this is, in Chinese culture, this is not a lucky number. It was kind of a weird number. Because it says that I've been streaming for exactly 2 hours and 22 minutes, and the time is exactly 4:44. So it's kind of weird. I was like, oh wow, it's kind of like we should pray right now. But in Chinese culture, four is actually an unlucky number. But I'll pray anyway. I just wish you're happy, honestly. I just wish you're Thank you guys so much. I wish you guys are happy too. I'm very, very happy to see some of you. All of you. All of you. Even the German spies. We had two, not one but two German spies in cahoots. Are we gonna raid someone? Normally when I do such a weird deep thing, we don't go raid people, but yeah. Anyway. I don't know if I went too far off into my own blah blah. I did. I really did. I mean, I don't have to say I don't know. I did go too very far into my own blah blah. Blah 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 blah. But yeah. I do, and you know what? I kept bowing in a different country. Like, cause Thai people bow to everything, like "Sawasdee they bow as like hi, hello, bye, thank you. But like in other Asian countries, oh, I think I was in India, and I kept on like bowing to them like Thai people do, because I was just assuming it was a spiritual country, blah blah. And everybody kept looking at me like, why are you like bowing to us? But I think in India, no, no, India people do this too, but not that much, not as much as in Thailand. And another country I kept bowing to was the wrong country. What are you saying? What are you saying? Wait, what? You didn't answer my question, Dragon. What culture did you want to explore? Or you didn't answer your own question? You want me to keep this video on Twitch? Oh, I talk so awkwardly about things. I don't know. Like, you want me to publish this video? I don't know. That's really weird. There is no shame. There is no shame. But I assume you are actually Christian. I think I do tend to feel kind of like it's because I became more and more spiritual and like open to talking about these things. But I feel like a lot of people are not comfortable with hearing God and not comfortable with religion. And I know myself like somebody who was raised Catholic and probably was a little traumatized by that too, who like shook it off and like hates hearing about spiritual stuff. So for me, it's just like I think if you're open to it, it's like second nature. But if you're not, it just sounds like the whole thing just sounds like yeah. I'm a little hard to hear right now. Yeah, it's because I have to talk a little. It's because it's late, and I don't want people to like. I say, you said you wanted to explore a culture. You said guess which culture, and I guess is that an Asian one? But you didn't. I don't think you confirmed it, or did you? Alright, I'll share it for you. If one person wants to watch it, I'll share it for you. I guess. Right? I will. I guess I will share. There's no shame. Like what was that? Like what is that? Yeah, like on my what is like love video. I think like only like 20 something people watched it. But then like if out of those 20 people like 3 people told me they really like that video inspired them or they learned something. I think like 5 people told me directly or something. Oh my gosh, thanks. Wow, that was really loud. Thank you. I think of like yeah, a few people are like then I touch them in some way. I think if because everything out like manifests manifold. One person acting on love is like will exponentially. So these 5 people are now my disciples, and now you guys will carry on the message. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But from there, we will conquer the earth. My own. I'm just kidding. My own culture. Um, it's not about liking or not. There's a lot of different cultures that you like, but obviously everyone feels more comfortable in their own culture. But I kind of talk about this a little in my Q&A video. It's like I don't know what culture, because I grew up kind of in a very peculiar kind of situation, which is that yeah, yeah, I have. But what I like to talk a lot about to Westerners is Chinese culture. Like I like to share Chinese culture, share Chinese knowledge and wisdom. But if you say that I'm fully like assimilated or like absorbed Chinese culture, obviously not, because when I'm in China, there's a lot of things that I see a difference in like how I see things and how, and it's also very obvious it's not like one uniform, just like American, just like Indian culture, American, like different people are different. So it's not, culture is a weird thing. Culture is very, very weird. And that's why it's very easy for, I don't want to call them ignorant people, but for people who are not very well traveled or experienced in such things, it's very, or even for people who are, but like some people have stereotypes about different people, and they're very easily judgmental on who you are based on who they perceive you to be. So, like for example, like when I was, and it's so interesting, and I notice this a lot about my own identity because of how I present myself. So when I was working in China in an office where they knew that I came from the US, they saw me as a foreigner. So everything was tinted through the lens of she's a foreigner, she's an American, she doesn't understand, and this is because of this and this and this. So they judge you in a certain way, they perceive you in a certain way. But if I had gone anywhere else, they would not be able to tell I'm not Chinese, and they treat me in a certain way until if I reveal that I'm not, unless I reveal I'm American or I came from the U.S., then they will again immediately judge you in a different way. So it's like different glasses you wear, and they look at you with different prescriptions. And you can say the same about like if this were reverse, like if I'm in the U.S. and people think you're this or this or this, and then people like try to put on different identities, like they put on different hats or makeup. They try to appear a certain way because I think it lends them a particular social, exactly like what I said. It gives them a certain, emits a particular message and it receives a particular message from their surroundings. But that just shows you the narrowness of human perception. Very easily manipulated and very flawed because you see people through your own eyes and not their own and not the truth. You see people through yourself. There's things I like and I don't like about Chinese culture. But when I talk to other people about Chinese culture, I share the positive things. I share the wisdom, the stuff that I like. But I'm not sharing all the evil, sinister stuff that Chinese people themselves would attack. Like one of my favorite writers, Lu Xun, was a modern Chinese revolutionary who wrote so much like sharp, excoriating attacks on this deep rooted ignorance and other shameful aspects of Chinese culture. From this very feudalistic culture, things like bad things inherited through generations. He wrote a lot of sharp, like very incisive like things on just like mocking your own culture for revolution so that we could revive and learn and grow as a nation or as a culture. But to other people, to Westerners or to foreigners, I'm not going to talk about. Well, right? We share the good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Japan is very classic. Japan gave me a very weird feeling that I was Japan was one of the places where I felt most like a foreigner, which is weird because like appearance it's because I think it's because appearance wise I could pass as Japanese and yet I was so not Japanese. Like I was so different and unassimilated. Like I couldn't communicate. I couldn't like. It was hard to communicate. It was hard to like. Hard to feel like you belong, but you actually look like you could belong. That people don't felt like I've never. I don't think I've been to many places where I felt as like much that I didn't belong as Japan. Weirdly enough, like I felt super super out of place in Japan, and I felt like if I stayed there longer, I would have been super lonely. But I had such interesting experiences. I had incredible people and experiences. But I can also see how it can be a very lonely, isolating place, which is why so many people are alcoholics there. You grew up a rebel, didn't you, Dragon? You grew up an outcast, outcast dragon, outcast rebel. Hmm, where did that come from? I don't know. I don't know about that. The ancient philosopher Thucydides wrote, "The strong do what they can; the weak suffer what they must." And when I first learned that in political philosophy, it like shook me to the core because I think I'm very idealistic and kind of romantic, and that I believe in like good things, like aid should be good, foreign aid should be good, like acting out of kindness should be good. But these ideals don't necessarily translate into practice. So what you find is like it's good, but it's also like I need vegetables. I love vegetables. Chinese food has a lot of vegetables. In Japan, I like had no vegetables. So much that I had to go to a Chinese restaurant to find the vegetables that I wanted to eat, like veggie dishes. Um, it's hard to imagine now as like kind of vegetarian, like how I would survive. I would have to eat some meat. So yeah, to respond to that quote, like I don't know, because there is a streak of dominance and violence. I don't know if it's actually able to be eradicated or even good to be eradicated. Frankly, yes, because I mean, can you even claim there is such a thing as Indian culture? It's funny because I think maybe abroad you can't think of such a thing. Like with them, there's also so much variety. But anyway, I think I've expounded a lot on different topics. And I think I should go. Yeah, you too. You too, too. Good night. Slash good morning. Adios, chicos. Bye. I'm really gonna upload this long video. I will cut out. I will cut out. I will cut out. I don't know. At least the opening. What are we reading? I don't feel like reading anymore. So now I'm playing chess. You don't want me to even cut the parts where I'm reading from Autobiography of Yogi? I literally spent like an hour reading from this book. I think I had to cut out parts of it. I'm scared. It's my self-preservation instinct. I'm very honest, but it might just bite me in the ass, right? No, there is shame. Shame exists for a good cause. The same shame telling me I shouldn't necessarily post everything I say is the same shame preventing me from like stripping naked and like dancing on the streets. That's very, that's very, what's the word? That's very hyperbolic, Neil. A year without you, a day without you is a year without rain. Thank you guys so much.